Okay, hello, my name is Sherry Calderon. I'm here doing Unit 2 with my partner.
Tameka Collins.
We're going to be discussing our reports. I did significant challenges impeding technology adaptation in higher education. It talks about the problems that we are facing when it comes towards education and universities. The first problem was authentic learning experiences. Students are not having like hands-on opportunities. Their classrooms are too big. There's not enough frequent contact, and they're not practicing for their field. We also need to improve digital literacy. That's why now universities are applying it into our curriculum. That we also need to design our work for the future. So a lot of meetings now in universities are being had virtually. A lot of financial aid, a lot of these programs, they're now doing it through a virtual manner. And even businesses are trying to become everyone has a voice. Administrative positions are now everyone talks, everyone focus on the student. Then we have to advance digital equity. Not a lot of people have internet, even though we think so. We we have 60% of the people who are covered by a 3G network, which is basic internet. The rest of the people don't even have basic internet, or I think part of the 60% are the ones that are struggling with that. So even though we have shown some growth, we are still struggling to have equality when it comes to everyone having basic internet. Economic and political pressures. Schools are not getting enough funding. Students are the ones struggling because of it. There's increased tuition prices, and the ones that are paying out of pocket, and we're struggling. And those that are getting loans, then they struggle afterwards. So it's like because they can't find a way to fund these schools, we're the ones paying for that. We also in this when this report was written, they wanted to have teachers more focused into virtual learning, but now due to COVID, I feel like that just sped up. We had to learn how to teach virtually. My final thoughts, I believe that this report discussed many important problems that we are facing today. It is 3 years later. I feel like if it wasn't for COVID, we wouldn't have learned how to teach virtually. We haven't A lot of the kids wouldn't have iPads because of COVID. All my students have an iPad. The district gave him out because of COVID. We all learned how to teach virtually. But if that hadn't happened, I feel like there wouldn't have been any change. Just like I don't think there'd be a lot of change with these other problems that happened 3 years ago. And if there is, it's going to happen very slowly.
Great report, Sherry. Again, I'm Tameka Collins. And I read the Horizon report for the 2017 library edition. In this report, it discussed the trends accelerating technology adoption in academic and research libraries. So the trends that's currently going on with academic and research libraries is talking about how they're collaborating with one another. This will help the smaller academic libraries by collaborating with the bigger or larger research libraries, gain more access to their toolkits, webinars, and educational resources. And the next one is dear to my heart, patrons as creators. So remember when we was in school, Sherry, I don't know about your age, but when I used to go into the libraries, we were taught to be quiet and sit and read your books. Where now the patrons are coming as creators. They're exploring and learning by doing hands-on projects. So the library is used now more of maker space stations where they're actually exploring and discovering and learning on their own. So it's moving towards them becoming creators of their own learning. And the library is becoming like the hub center for that. And the next topic was rethinking the library space. So with the new thinking and with the new trends of emerging technologies, the library space is now being uh, institutional leaders are now thinking how can they save money and budgeting. So you no longer see all of the tables and chairs. Now you see more flexible seating. You might see more cushions versus just tables and chairs. You find media rooms inside of libraries. You find different little reading study rooms, office, collaboration spaces. So more of the institutional libraries are moving towards that setup. The challenges that this is causing or creating for some of the academic libraries is the accessibility of library services and resources. As we continue to grow or move a shift to the more amount digital resources, many libraries I know in elementary have paraprofessionals working inside the libraries. So now the concern is how they were trained, what skills they would be needed to work inside of the libraries. Improving the digital literacies. This is how to incorporate digital literacy inside of the school curriculum. Most librarians have to discuss or sit on boards where the curriculum is discussed, and that topic is introduced digital literacy. Adapting organizational designs to the future of work. So they're still talking about how the academic and the research libraries can collaborate and making the funds available that most smaller academic libraries may not have, but collaborating with these research libraries, how can they balance that partnership? And the last topic, or my final thoughts, would be I found the reports to be very beneficial to my career as I gain insight on how to prepare for the future. And I also can't wait to share this information with my fellow co-workers as we plan for the next school year.
I really like how both of our articles, even though we didn't do this on purpose, because we never talked before today,
I
how
know, right?
how they both have to do with improving digital literacy, uh,
Yes.
designing work for the future. It's like they're speaking hand on hand, even though they're different articles, saying like this is what we're gonna see in the future.
Yes, and reshaping the roles of educators and the people that work in the libraries is all going digital.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you for our next group meeting. Bye.
Thank you.